From the steep Ohio River bluffs to the grassy Till Plains, Southwest Ohio has many fantastic state parks. I'm Big Dave, the parks professor. In my 26 years of hiking, I have visited and hiked in every state park in Southwest Ohio. For purposes of these videos, Southwest Ohio is the part of the state south of I-70 and west of US 23. In these videos, I'm going to rank all 16 of those parks, starting at number 16 and ending at number 1. In this video, we're going to look at the top 8. These rankings are solely my opinion, and they are based on the park's scenery, amenities, hiking options, and when applicable, historical value. Starting with number 8, we find Pike Lake State Park. Right off the bat, I need to explain something about how I consider these parks. Some of these state parks have adjacent parkland that the state manages as a state forest or a state nature preserve. In those cases, I have taken all of the adjacent state lands into consideration when forming these rankings. This state park is surrounded by Pike State Forest. Many of this park's 5 hiking trails go into the adjacent state forest, and the surrounding state forest gives this park a very secluded feel. This park has a small lake and a small campground, but there's a good reason this lake is so small and so shallow. It was hand dug by the Civilian Conservation Corps in the 1930s. Also, not many state parks in Southwest Ohio have any historical value, but this one does have a little. The grave of an unidentified Civil War soldier lies near the lake's dam. This park also has a somewhat neglected disc golf course, but the course has an exciting route with lots of elevation and densely wooded holes. This park is about as secluded as it gets in Southwest Ohio. If you like small, cozy, rustic parks, then this park is for you. Brushing up to number 7 is Paint Creek State Park. With these next few parks, we are up to the parks that have big lakes and big amenities. This park lies right on the boundary of where the last round of glaciers stopped pushing down from the north. You can see the Appalachian foothills as you drive east into the park, but the park itself is relatively flat. Perhaps this park's best amenity is its trails. It has 6 miles of hiking trails, 12 miles of mountain bike trails, and 25 miles of bridle trails. In fact, this is one of the best places to go horseback riding in Southwest Ohio. There's also a 21-hole disc golf course and a 200-site developed campground. Yet there's no truly unique scenery here, so while this is a nice park with some nice amenities, I can't rank it any higher. Running in at number 6 is Deer Creek State Park. This park is located on the persistently flat Till Plains near Columbus, and it is the lowest park in these rankings to feature a full-service resort lodge and conference center. This park has the usual lake recreation, a good but not great disc golf course, a large campground, a regulation ball golf course, 7 short hiking trails, and 15 miles of bridle trails. On paper, this seems like a really nice park, and it would rank much higher, except it has no unique scenery whatsoever. In fact, almost every state has a few state parks like this one, and you can see scenery like this all over central Ohio. This is a great place to come for a weekend getaway from the city, but once you get past the good and plentiful amenities, there really just isn't much to see here. Before we enter the top 5, I want to thank you for watching this video. If you like this sort of video, please click the thumbs up and subscribe buttons. That helps other people find this video and encourages me to bring more of this sort of thing your way. Coming in at number 5 is East Fork State Park. This park is located on the east side of Greater Cincinnati, and it's another big park with big amenities and a big lake. It has the usual lake recreation, a 400-site developed campground, 5 bridle trails totaling 22 miles, 10 miles of mountain bike trails, and several short hiking trails. But this park's main unique attraction is its 2 backpacking trails. It has a 16-mile backpacking trail called just the Backpack Trail, and it has a 33-mile backpacking trail called the Steve Newman World Walker Perimeter Trail. The longer trail is named for Steve Newman, a local man who literally walked around the world. The backpacking trails are very popular with people who work in Cincinnati because the first backcountry campsite is close enough to the trailhead that you can reach it before dark on a long summer day, even if you start on a Friday evening after work. Despite the backpacking options, there is no truly unique scenery at this park, and that's the only thing that prevents it from being ranked higher. Flowing in at number 4, we find Cedar Creek State Park. Like the other parks around it, this park has a big lake and plenty of boat ramps, picnic shelters, and other amenities. It also has a nice pioneer village that consists of buildings moved here from nearby sites. But this park's real strength is its trails. It has 22 trails, including 7 mountain bike trails and 4 bridle trails. The park's crown jewel is its 12-mile perimeter trail, which loops around the southern portion of the lake and passes a couple of small waterfalls. Below the dam that forms the lake is Cedar Creek Gorge, which is explored by a system of trails in adjacent Cedar Creek Gorge State Nature Preserve. While there aren't any backpacking trails or any truly unique scenery other than the Pioneer Village, waterfalls, and gorge, for day hiking options, this park is hard to beat. Growing up at number 3 is Hueston Woods State Park. Now I have to admit that I may be a little biased with this ranking. When I lived in Cincinnati, I lived only a few miles from this park, and I hiked here regularly enough that it kind of became my home park. In addition to the usual big lake, it has some fantastic amenities including a full-service lodge and conference center, a developed campground with over 300 sites, one of the best state park ball golf courses in Ohio, and an excellent 36-hole disc golf course. In terms of trails, the park offers 18 miles of bridle trails and 12 hiking trails of various length and difficulty. But what sets this park ahead of the previous ones is the adjacent Hueston Woods State Nature Preserve, which protects 200 acres of virgin timber. Unlogged forest is so rare in Ohio that the preserve has been designated a National Natural Landmark. If you like big trees as much as I do, it's worth coming here just to see them. I've hiked through the virgin woods many times, and I've enjoyed it every time. Moving up to number 2, we find Shawnee State Park. Located in rural and rustic western Scioto County, this park occupies some of the steepest terrain in all of Ohio. It has a couple of nice lakes for fishing and boating, a full-service lodge and conference center, 2 developed campgrounds, and 10 trails for day hiking. But none of those things are what make this park rank so high. This park's secret weapon is its location within 63,000 acres Shawnee State Forest. Adjacent Shawnee State Forest is the largest state forest in Ohio. It is more than twice as large as the second largest state forest. It is often called Ohio's Little Smokies, a reference to the famous Great Smoky Mountains National Park, and is the closest thing Ohio has to a true wilderness area. The forest is best seen on the 46-mile Shawnee Backpack Trail, which is one of the longest, hardest, and best backpacking trails in Ohio. But it can also be seen via auto tours on primitive dirt gravel roads. This park's primitive remoteness and rough terrain is a unique experience found nowhere else in Ohio, and it is the reason this park ranks so high. Finally, coming in at number 1 is John Bryan State Park. At only 752 acres, this park is much smaller than most of the highly ranked parks in these rankings. It has a cozy 56-site campground, 10 trails for day hiking, a mediocre 9-hole disc golf course, some picnicking, and the other usual amenities. But this park isn't number 1 due to its amenities. It's number 1 due to its scenery. In particular, the park's southern and eastern areas contain a narrow gorge of the Little Miami River called Clifton Gorge. The gorge has sheer rock walls up to 40 feet tall, and at one point the gorge is less than 6 feet wide. Trails take you both along the rim and into the belly of the gorge. This park also has a little historical value. Historic Clifton Mills sits just upstream from the park, near adjacent Clifton Gorge State Nature Preserve. Clifton Gorge is the most scenic area in southwest Ohio. I have hiked here many times, and I have enjoyed it every time. Well, there you have it. all 16 state parks in Southwest Ohio ranked. Love the rankings? Hate the rankings? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, I'm Big Dave the Parks Professor for Parking Full Time. Have a great afternoon, take care, and Lord bless.